So are we ready? Hey, I'm Fuzz Jackson. Welcome to Jaxxonville. This episode. Are we ready? Yo, what's up, everybody? Fuzz Jax. We are back. You see the red light? That means we are in the Jaxxonville zone. Thank y'all. You're watching Jaxxonville. Welcome to Jaxxonville. We are glad you're here in Jaxxonville. This is Jaxxonville. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's go. Do I think hip hop is dead? Close. It's very close. The one thing I will say is, as far as musically, there are some things that could take some adjusting. But the one good thing about hip hop is now access. Everybody has access to put in music out. Now, whether it's good music or bad music, that is totally up to the individual making music or you, the consumer that purchases the music. Sorry, I can't talk. But I guess what you like is what you like. Now, as far as hip hop culture, I think it's a wash. I think it is a wash. I think it's a wash for the simple fact is that with hip hop music, there's so many angles and there's so many ways of getting into it and becoming a part of it, whether you're an MC, producer, DJ, whatever. If you're a person that's behind the scenes, promotions, there's a lane for everybody in hip hop. But those lanes have slowly disappeared. The more we go into technology and digital sales and streaming and all that stuff with hip hop now, every time we move forward with technology in hip hop, we take steps backwards as just traditional, like A&Rs. There's no A&Rs like that anymore. There's no artist development people to take new artists and mold them into top-notch performers or making them marketable. There's no more of that, because with digital, with the whole technology and internet and everything, a lot of labels are cutting back. And so, if you don't have 100,000 followers or 75,000 followers or 200,000 followers, they're not going to pay attention to you. And it doesn't matter how good the music is. As a culture, I think we have totally forgotten what hip hop means to a degree. There's so many people involved in it now that really don't have to be involved in it, that are making tons of money off of it, and not allowing true artists to shine. Like, I feel sorry for female MCs right now, because there is a certain lane you have to jump into now, whether you want to or not. With the Meg Thee Stallions out there, the Cardis, the Nickis, the Glorillaz, the Sexy Reds, all that stuff out there, you have to compete with that now. There's no more MC Lights and Rod Diggers and Lin Q's and Roxanne Shantays and Latifahs, and which is sad, because right now with today's climate, it's a perfect opportunity for positive role model, whether they're men or women, just rappers in general, to elevate some of the youth. Now, do I sound like a older person in hip hop? Yes, I do, but I'm not grumpy and I'm not mad. I don't care about what anybody else is doing, honestly. I just care about the music that I make. But as far as the hip hop culture, I think we're lost. I mean, the music, and I hate to sound like my parents. I remember my parents when I was a kid, telling me, "Oh, you don't know nothing about this right here." And I feel like that now with certain hip hop. If you're not if you're under the age of 35, 30, you've missed a ton of things that have been really monumental in hip hop. But it's not your fault if you're younger. It's not your fault you were born late. I just feel like the one thing that we don't do in hip hop is that we don't go back and give the veterans flowers, like rock, jazz, country, metal. Those artists always give the elder statesmen their flowers, right? In hip hop, we dump on each other for being old. Oh, shut up, you old. You don't know what you're talking about. And I think that's something that the machine has put that wedge in between the youth and the elder statesmen and stateswomen of hip hop. There is a sense of entitlement now, and then there's also, from the older side, there's a sense of arrogance. There's just so much confusion within the music and the culture right now that sometimes none of this stuff makes sense. And you're trying to navigate and trying to find the best thing for you. The only thing I could tell somebody who is a hip hop artist, who is new and who is just starting out, just make the music that you like to make, man. Whether if someone thinks it's good or bad, as long as you make it and as long as you're excited about the product that you're making and producing, that's all you need to worry about. Everything else falls into place later. But just know that you don't have to sound like the next person out there. You don't have to sound like, just because this person's hot, you don't have to intentionally make your stuff to say. You know what I mean? The one beautiful thing about hip hop is there's so many different avenues and facets of it. But we, looking at it now, there's a lot of watered down stuff. And I just tell these young artists, don't be afraid to make changes. Don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to step outside the box. Because at the end of the day, it's art. And people's opinions really don't matter, right? Everybody has their own opinion. It's their opinion. And the one thing I've always tried to do is not get mad at people's opinion, because it's their personal take. It's not yours. If you don't like my music, fine. That doesn't mean I'm a shitty person. It doesn't mean that I have character flaws because you don't like track 7 on my album. But that, I think what we need to do is probably, not be afraid to say no to certain things and not be afraid to try something different, try something new, be innovative, keep this whole thing moving forward instead of moving backward. And I honestly think too that no one really cares anymore. I mean, everything is considered hip hop now, and everything is hip hop this, hip hop that I don't think people really care about the culture or the music like we used to. And that's fine. That happens. Like I said before, when things get digital and things move forward, the realization is often things move backwards as well. So, that's what happens in this whole crazy thing in hip hop. But like what you like, play what you play, make what you make. As long as you're happy with it, who cares what I think? Welcome to Jaxxonville.